Hi, I'm voice actor Maeve de Bruyne, and I voice Lola on the fantasy audio drama Omen. Rise of the Rulelords uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Rise of the Rulelords is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Incorporated and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Be sure to check out omencast.com for more swashbuckling adventures, and don't let the rules rule you.
Hello, and welcome, my children. It is your serene and tranquil Rulelord Pete. Welcome to Rise of the Rulelords. Today, we have a special episode. This will be a Zen reading of the Game Master screen for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. There will be no pranks, no jokes, no goofy voices or sudden noises. Just like it says on the can, totally nothing to worry about. So find your happy place, a comfortable spot to sit, a nice warm cup of tea, coffee, or cocoa, and relax. Because I'll be covering conditions in full episodes, I'll be starting from the second placard. Number 1. Start your turn. Your duration's measured in rounds, decrease by 1. Use 1 triggering action with the trigger of your turn begins. Attempt a recovery check if you're dying. Regain your 3 actions and 1 reaction. Step 2. Act. Use your actions. Step 3. End your turn. End anything that lasts until the end of your turn. Take persistent damage and attempt to recover from it. Use 1 triggered action with the trigger of your turn ends. Basic actions. Aid. Reaction. DC 20. Check to give a +1 circumstance bonus to assisted skill check or attack roll. A critical success grants +2, +3 if master, +4 if legendary. Crawl. A single move action. Move 5 feet while prone. Delay. A single free action. Select this when your turn begins. Take your turn later. Escape. A single attack action. Attempt to get free when grappled, restrained, or immobilized. Use an unarmed attack modifier, acrobatics, or athletics. Interact. Manipulate action. Grab an object, open a door, draw an item, or do a similar action. Leap. A single move action. Jump horizontally 10 feet. 15 feet if your speed is 30 feet or more, or vertically 3 feet and horizontally 5 feet. Ready. 2 actions with the concentrate trait. Prepare to take a single action or free action as a reaction with the trigger you designate. Release. A free action with the manipulate trait. Release something you're holding without triggering reactions. Seek a single action with the Concentrate and Secret traits. Scan an area for signs of creatures or objects using Perception. Sense Motive. A single action with the Concentrate and Secret traits. See if a creature is lying. Stand. A single move action. You stand up from prone. Step. A single move action. Move 5 feet without triggering reactions. Stride. A single move action. Move up to your speed. Strike. A single attack action. Attack with a weapon or unarmed attack. Take cover. 1 action. Gain cover or get greater cover if you have cover. Specialty basic actions. Arrest a fall. A single reaction. Use acrobatics to slow your fall while flying. Avert gaze. A single action. Get a +2 circumstance bonus against visual abilities. Burrow. A single move action. Move up to your burrow speed. Fly. A single move action. Move up to your fly speed. Moving upward counts as traveling through difficult terrain. You can move straight down 10 feet for every 5 feet of movement you spend. If you're airborne at the end of your turn and didn't fly this round, you fall. Grab an edge. A single manipulate reaction. Try to catch something to stop a fall. Mount. A single move action. Get on an allied animal bigger than you to ride it. Point out. A single action with the auditory, manipulate, and visual traits. Reveal an unobserved creature. Raise a shield. A single action to put up a shield and get its bonus to AC. A small break to remind you that these descriptions are simplified and may contain more detailed information in the core rulebook. Terrain. Difficult terrain. Each square costs 5 extra feet of movement. Greater difficult terrain. Each square costs 10 extra feet of movement. Hazardous terrain. Moving through hazardous terrain deals damage. Narrow surface. You are flat-footed and must balance to cross. When you're hit or fail a save, succeed at a reflex save or fall. Uneven ground. Flat-footed and might need to balance or fall prone. When you're hit or fail a save, succeed at a reflex save or fall. Incline. You need to climb or ascend an incline. You are flat-footed while climbing. Cover. Draw a line from the center of the attacker's space or burst to the center of the target's space. Lesser cover. +1 circumstance bonus to AC if line passes through creatures but no objects. Cover. +2 circumstance bonus to AC, reflex saves against area effects, and stealth checks to hide or sneak. You can use Take Cover to increase this to greater cover. Greater cover. As cover, but with a +4 bonus. Hero points. Give out 1 hero point to each PC at the start of the session. Give out roughly 1 more per hour of play for a heroic act or a moderate or major accomplishment. Hero points can be spent in 2 ways. Spend 1 hero point to re-roll a check and use the second result. This is a fortune effect. Spend all your hero points to avoid death. You can do this when your dying condition would increase. Lose the dying condition and stabilize with 0 hit points. Don't gain or increase your wounded value from losing the dying condition in this way. But if you already had that condition, you don't lose it or decrease it. A brief pause to say that death and dying will be covered more in specific condition episodes. Specific skill DCs. Craft. Use a DC of the item's level adjusted for rarity. Earn income tasks. The task level is typically the settlement's level, and its DC uses the task level. Typical levels: village 0 to 1, town 2 to 4, city 5 to 7. Gather information. Set a simple DC based on the notoriety of the subject. Adjust upwards if the character seeks in-depth information. Identify magic or learn a spell. Use the DC for the spell or item's level, adjusted by rarity. Use the incredibly hard adjustment for cursed items. Recall knowledge. Set a simple DC. If the character tries again for more knowledge, adjust the DC 1 step higher each time until they fail or attempt an incredibly hard check. Sense direction. Pick a simple DC. Trained in normal wilderness, expert in deep forest or underground areas, master or legendary in weird or surreal environments. Social skills. Use will DC if known. If not, improvise a level. Track. Select a simple DC or a survival DC if the quarry covers tracks. Simple DCs. Untrained 10. Trained 15. Expert 20. Master 30. Legendary 40. DCs by level. 0 14. Level 1 15. Level 2 16. Level 3 18. Level 4 19. Level 5 20. Level 6 22. Level 7 23. Level 8 24. Level 9 26. Level 10 27. Level 11 28. Level 12 30. Level 13 31. Level 14 32. Level 15 34. Level 16 35. Level 17 36. Level 16 38. Level 19 39. Level 20 40. And can you believe it goes on? Level 21 42. Level 22, 44. Level 23, 46. Level 24, 48. Level 25, 50. DCs for spell level. First level spells, 15. Second level spells, 18. Third level spells, 20. Fourth level spells, 23. Fifth level spells, 26. Sixth level spells, 28. Seventh level spells, 31. Eighth level spells, 34. Ninth level spells, 36. And 10th level spells, 39. It is noted, 10th level spells are usually uncommon or rare, so their difficulty should be adjusted accordingly. DC adjustments. Incredibly easy, -10. Very easy, -5. Easy, -2. Hard, +2. Very hard, +5. Incredibly hard, +10. Creature identification. Use the creature's level adjusted for rarity and fame. Success recalls a well-known attribute. Critical success adds something more subtle. We will start with the creature trait, followed by the skill. Aberration, occultism, animal, nature, astral, occultism, beast, arcana, or nature, celestial, religion, construct, arcana, or crafting, dragon, arcana, elemental, arcana, or nature, ethereal, occultism, fey, nature, fiend, religion, fungus, nature, humanoid, society, monitor, religion, ooze, occultism, plant, nature, spirit, occultism, and undead, religion. A brief pause as we skip skill actions. Each of these will be covered in their own future episode. We're almost done. Creature detection has been discussed enough, so we'll move on to exploration activities. For all exploration activities, you must move at half speed to use any of them. To avoid notice, use stealth to avoid being noticed. To defend, raise a shield before your first turn begins. Detect magic is a concentrate move. Detect magic at regular intervals. Follow the expert requires audible, concentration, and visual. Gain a bonus with a skill from an expert ally. Gain your level if untrained, and get a +2 circumstance bonus, or +3 if the ally is a master, or +4 if the ally is legendary. To hustle, move at double speed for up to con times 10 minutes, with a minimum of 10 minutes. To investigate, you must be able to concentrate. Use recall knowledge to discover clues. Repeating a spell also requires concentration. Repeatedly cast the same spell, or continue activation or sustain a spell. Scouting also must be concentrated. Party members get a +1 circumstance bonus to their initiative rolls. To search is also a concentrate skill. Seek for hidden doors and hazards. Taking falling damage. When you fall for more than 5 feet, take bludgeoning damage equal to half the distance you fell. If you take any damage, you land prone. If you fall into water or a soft substance, calculate damage as though the fall were 20 feet shorter. 30 feet if you intentionally dove in, up to the depth of the substance. Next is the hardness of structures. After the structure type, we'll discuss their hardness, followed by their hit points, and then their broken threshold. A wood door has a hardness of 10, hit points of 40, and is broken at 20. A stone door has a hardness of 14, 56 hit points, and is broken at 28. Reinforced wood has a hardness of 15, 60 hit points, and is broken at 30. Iron has a hardness of 18, 72 hit points, and is broken at 36. A crumbling masonry wall has a hardness of 10, 40 hit points, and is broken at 20. The DC to climb it is 15. A wooden wall has a hardness of 10, 40 hit points, and is broken at 20. It takes a 15 DC to climb. A masonry wall has a hardness of 14, 56 hit points, and is broken at 28. The DC to climb it is 20. A hewn stone wall has 14 hardness, 56 hit points, and is broken at 28. Its climb DC is 30. An iron wall has a hardness of 18, 72 hit points, and is broken at 36. The DC to climb this is 40. Now, to go over the force open DCs for various structures. A stuck door or window has a forced open DC of 15. If it's exceptionally stuck, its DC is 20. To lift a wooden portcullis, the DC is 20. And to lift an iron portcullis, the DC is 30. For both of these, use the thievery DC of the locking mechanism if it's higher. Finally, to bend metal bars, there's a force open DC of 30. For travel speed, we'll go over the speed of a creature, followed by miles per hour and miles per day, skipping feet per minute, because what the hell. A creature with 10 feet of movement can move 1 mile per hour or 8 miles per day. A creature with 15 feet of movement moves at 1.5 miles per hour or 12 miles per day. A creature with 20 feet of movement moves 2 miles per hour or 16 miles per day. A creature with 25 movement speed, which is most, moves at 2.5 miles per hour or 20 miles per day. Creatures with 30 feet of movement move at 3 miles per hour or 24 miles per day. Creatures with 35 movement speed move at 3.5 miles per hour or 28 miles per day. And finally, if they have a movement speed of 40 feet, they move at 4 miles per hour or 32 miles per day. Environmental damage. Minor environmental damage does 1d6 to 2d6 of damage. Moderate environmental damage does 4d6 to 6d6. Major, 8d6 to 12d6, and massive, 18d6 to 24d6. XP awards. A minor accomplishment can be awarded 10 experience points. A moderate encounter gains 30 experience points, and a major accomplishment gains 80 experience points. For moderate and major accomplishments, award a hero point as well. Next is the cost for a creature or complex hazard relative to the party level. An adversary that is 4 levels below the party costs 10 experience points. If they are 3 levels below the party, they cost 15 XP. If they are 2 levels below, 20 XP, and 1 below, 30 XP. If they are the same level as the party, they cost 40 experience points. If the creature is 1 level above the party level, they cost 60 experience points. 2 levels above, 80, 3 levels above, 120, and 4 levels above, 160. Note that the experience point cost for simple hazards is relatively small. Divide the cost by 5 for any simple hazard XP cost relative to the level of the party. Now for the encounter budget. A trivial encounter has an XP budget of 40 or less, with 10 to adjust for each additional character. A low-level encounter costs 60 XP, with 15 experience points to use for each additional character. A moderate encounter costs 80 experience points, with 20 for each additional character. A severe encounter costs 120 experience points, and you can add 30 experience points for each additional character above 4. An extreme encounter has an XP budget of 160, with 40 experience points per each character above a party of 4. The final thing is the elite and weak adjustments for creatures. Not mentioned on this is that the Archives of Nethys has a button to automatically adjust for the weak or elite adjustment, including all DCs, bonuses, and hit points. To create an elite creature, add 2 to AC, attack bonus, DCs, saves, perception, and skills. Add 2 to damage for strikes and defensive abilities, or 4 for abilities that can be used only for a limited number of times. If their starting level is 1 or lower, increase their hit points by 10. If it's 2 or 4 levels, increase it by 15. For levels 5 through 19, increase it by 20. And for levels 20 or above, increase their HP by 30. To make a creature weaker, subtract 2 from AC, attack bonuses, DC, saves, perception, and skills. Subtract 2 from damage for strikes and offensive abilities, or 4 for abilities that can only be used for a limited number of times. Decrease the hit points by these levels. If their starting level is 1 or 2, decrease their hit points by 10. If they're levels 3 to 5, decrease it by 15. For 16 through 20, decrease by 20, and 21 or above, decrease by 30. And that's everything from the standard GM screen, but as a special bonus, let's cover 3 unique things from the advanced Game Master screen. To treat wounds, we'll cover the proficiency, DC, success healing roll, and critical healing roll. If you're trained, the DC is 15. Successful healing will result in 2d8 or 4d8 for a critical. If you're expert, the DC is 20 and will heal 2d8 plus 10 or 4d8 plus 10 for critical healing. Master proficiency, the DC is 30 and will do 2d8 plus 30 healing or 4d8 plus 30 at critical healing. And for legendary proficiency, the DC is 40 and will do 2d8 plus 50 on a successful healing check, or 48 plus 50 for a critical healing check. Note, you can roll against a higher DC. It is optional. We'll complete the episode with victory points and reputation. But before that, remember, if you like Rise of the Rulelords and appreciated this Zen episode, go to rulelord2e.com for more ways to listen, and go to Spotify and Apple Podcasts to leave a rating. You can also submit community use policy agreements to rulelord2e@gmail.com or use Anchor's message feature found at rulelord2e.com. Follow the podcast on Twitter at Rulelord2e. And be sure to go to the Pathfinder 2e subreddit for more Pathfinder goodness. To track reputation, a minor favor gains the party +1, a moderate favor +2, and a major favor +5. A disservice will cost them 1 reputation point for a minor disservice, -2 for a moderate disservice, and -5 for a major disservice, or even more. If the party has 5 to 14 reputation points, they are liked. If they have 15 to 29, they're admired. And if they have 30 to 50 reputation points, they're even revered. If they have -4 to 4 reputation points, they're often ignored. If they have -5 to -14 reputation points, they may be disliked. -15 to 29, they are hated. And at -30 to 50, they are hunted. Note that Pathfinder Society also uses a reputation system. This is measured differently than the system given by the Game Master Guide and put onto the Advanced Game Master screen. Game Masters may also find victory points to be a useful tool. Victory points allow the GM to track the PC's progress using a subsystem to go beyond the results of a single check. If the PCs make a successful roll, grant them 1 victory point, or 2 for a critical success. They lose 1 victory point on a critical failure. Accumulation rolls are used in cases where the PCs need to make checks to gain victory points. The amount they get for the degrees of success is up to you. When you start the PCs off with a certain number of victory points, they may start to diminish them rather than accumulate them. To avoid losing them, on a successful roll, the PCs avoid losing any victory points. And on a critical success, they regain 1 victory point if regaining ground is possible, otherwise treat it as a success. However, if they fail, they lose 1 victory point, or 2 for a critical failure. Similarly, you may award victory points based on the duration of a challenge rather than tracking experience points. A quick encounter may gain 3 to 5 victory points at the end. A long encounter may gain 7 to 10 victory points. If they failed the long encounter, they may have a threshold of 4 victory points. If the challenge takes most of the session, grant them 15 to 25 victory points. If they failed, award them 5, 10, or 15 victory points, depending on the level of failure. If they take a side quest, award them 15 to 20 victory points, or again, 5, 10, or 15 if they failed. If the adventure is part of the main quest line, award them 25 to 50 points, or 10, 20, 30, or 40, depending on the level of failure. There are other aspects of the Advanced Game Master screen that we didn't cover, such as creature numbers for creating monsters on the fly, as well as hazard numbers for last-minute hazards. Both screens contain vital information for Game Masters, for quick and easy reminders for Game Masters on the go. We hope that this Zen reading allowed you to concentrate both on your inner thoughts as well as on the rules of the game. Do you feel at peace? Or was this a giant snorefest? Let us know on Twitter at Rulelord2e. But until next session, don't let the rules rule you.